Rob and Slim Show.
Hey, what's up, man? This is Josh Sutherland from Chasing Molly. How's it going?
Good. How you doing, Josh?
Pretty good. I'm going to merge in Shelley if that's okay.
That's perfect.
All right, stand by. All right, Shelley, we are on the line.
Okay.
Shelley, Pack, and Josh Sutherland from Chasing Molly. What's up, guys?
Yay. Thank you for having us on your show.
Thanks for coming
Yeah,
on.
thank you.
The movie was fantastic. We all watched it except for our intern here.
I did watch some. I did watch
Yeah.
some. I didn't get to finish it, though.
Our intern Slambo, we asked him at the beginning of the show. He's like, "Oh yeah, I watched some of it," and I'm like, "How far did you get, Slambo?" And he goes, "Oh, I got to the part where that crime boss shot that guy in the head." I'm like,
My
"That's the
shit
first
was
like
fucking
minute of the
freezing up,
show."
man. And I got to the part with lick the tip.
He saw lick the tip.
Taste
He
the
liked
tip,
lick
yeah.
the tip.
Kiefer
Well, yeah,
Sutherland.
he's got a little more homework to do. We got to get a little further than that.
He does.
Yeah.
He does. But the movie I loved from start to finish. How long did it take to make?
Man.
Oh,
so-
great question. Go ahead,
Yeah.
Josh.
Well, I was going to say, traditionally, right, like you do a feature film, if you have a lot of money, you do 40, 60 days back to back, right? Like you're just shooting constantly. And so our movie was obviously a little different. We made this movie kind of out of having other projects fall through. And so we really structured the script and the shooting schedule to where we could pick this off kind of sporadically. And so literally the whole shooting process took about a year and a half. And then there was another year plus of post-production. So this has been a long journey for us, but definitely took us, close to 2.5, 3 years.
Wow, yeah, it paid off too. Like I said, I loved it from start to finish. Everything was great about it. Even just the camaraderie between the actors. Like, did everybody know each other beforehand?
So my background is in improv, and it's really important to me and also to Josh that, the dialogue seems fresh and organic and doesn't seem scripted and cookie cutter.
Yeah.
So everyone you see in the movie is like a personal friend of mine, aside from, Kurt Angle, who was, a cold call. We didn't know him, but everybody else in the movie that are comedians are personal friends that I've worked with that I knew were going to be home run hitters, that I knew were going to come in and nail it in one take. Because, we didn't have the budget to be shooting hours and hours one scene. We needed it to be on right away. And so we really wanted to reach out to people we knew and that, we knew if we brought them in, they were going to be funny and it was going to feel organic. Some lines, might even be improvised because we're in the moment.
Yes.
And we wanted everyone to have that creativity.
That's what I was going to ask too.
Feel like free.
Did you write certain parts for certain people, like just knowing them?
Right, exactly.
Cool.
Like the cops in the movie are good friends. I knew they would, I wrote stuff that I knew would be up their alley, that I knew, the character Skull Effer, we'll just say, because I don't know what you're... Okay,
You can say Skullfucker.
Skullfucker! He's a personal friend, and I knew when he gets angry and upset that it's hilarious. So it was like, how do I make that worse? Okay, let's give him some kids and a baby Bjorn, and let's have him as a drug dealer. Let's just make it worse.
I want a prequel.
So it really worked out.
I want a prequel of just Skullfucker and that guy with like the burn scars on his face, like the guy in the alley that mugged you, Molly.
Spanks.
So,
Shelley, I just want to say you definitely accomplished what you were trying to accomplish, because the entire time I'm watching it, I'm like, man, this seems improv, and it felt like every scene, like you knew who the comedians were, and it was almost like they were doing their bits.
Yes.
So yeah, I definitely got that vibe from it.
Yeah, we really wanted to make, Josh and I are used to making projects that are either really commercial or appropriate for TV or appropriate for this. And we just wanted to make something that was just not appropriate for anybody.
So that's what I was going to ask
so
too. You worked with Josh before?
We had worked on a short film called Dashel, A Journey Through Autism. I work with kids with autism.
Okay.
And, it's obviously very different than this project. This is more of like a passion, feel good. We should give back by, just really bringing awareness to the subject. But in that, we found that we really worked well together. We have a chemistry that's, it's kind of rare to find someone that you work so well together. And we really just wanted to make a feature. That was what was in our biggest desire was to make a feature. Cool. And after, funding had fallen through on another one, we said, let's make something we can actually shoot. And there came Chasing Molly, and it just kind of snowballed.
How did you guys get Kurt Angle involved, you said? Like a cold call?
Yeah, so no joke, it was traditionally a cold call. I mean, I literally, when me and Shelley talked about, who we wanted and I envisioned for the character Mr. Black, I really wanted someone with big muscles, kind of loud talker, kind of rude and crude, and, and so we immediately started looking towards professional wrestlers. And we were talking to some other people, and then Shelley one day was like, what about Kurt Angle? And I literally had a laugh out loud moment of like, have you seen the script we've been writing? Like, no way that Kurt's going to be into this. But we sent it to his manager, and we got it to him. And a couple of days later, we heard that he actually read it, and then we heard that he actually liked it. And then, a week later, we were kind of in touch with his agent and worked it all out. And lo and behold, Kurt Angle's now going to come be in the movie. And so it was no joke. It was a cold call. But I will say Kurt Angle on set was, a true legend. If you know anything about his WWE personality or him in real life, he's totally not, into cursing or like the character Mr. Black. And so it really killed it for us on set and really wanted to give us what we envisioned for the character, and I'll be forever be in his debt for doing this film.
I wonder if the guy that runs the Olympics called him and was like, if you say twat hole again, we're gonna take your gold medal.
And the great thing also about Kurt, again, he's used to doing stuff live. So we didn't have tons of time for him either. We're on a very tight schedule.
Yes.
So we didn't need more than 1 or 2 takes for him. I mean, he's on right away, instant charisma. And so it would be like, okay, let's get one for safety. And that's it, because he's so used to working live. It really paid off for us in independent filmmaking, because we didn't have the time or the luxury, to spend hours and hours on one take or one scene. So, and he also got really physical in one of the scenes. We're not going to give too much away, but, he's in his own personal suit, giving us everything on a dirty back alley in Los Angeles. I mean, the guy's
in his own
he's
suit.
A champion. There's a reason he's a gold medalist,
I didn't realize that was his own suit. Like, he just showed up.
Hey man, it's an independent movie, and we tried to get his sizes and get him a wardrobe, but obviously there's no big wardrobe department or anything like that, and he was like, no, I'd rather wear my own fitted suit. And then we said, you're more than welcome to. And then, he didn't even bat an eyelash when he's literally rolling on the ground in the dirtiest LA alley you've ever seen. So,
wow.
He's a legend.
If you need 3 scumbags, we're available, but we need airfare. We need airfare and probably parking. Validated.
Sorry, okay. Yeah, we'll keep it in mind for the sequel for sure.
So I want to ask too, even the special effects in the end, did you do those, Josh?
So I didn't do those personally, but I actually, started in the industry, kind of cut my teeth working at visual effects houses, and I personally know a lot of, visual effects artists, and, if you check out my IMDb or whatever, there's I've had a lot of credits on some very, very huge VFX movies. And so
Avengers.
I didn't do this personally, but a close friend, our VFX supervisor, his name's Chris Ragoso, he did those shots for us. But, same caliber of artists who are working on, X-Men, Avengers, 2012, these huge Hollywood movies. So super, super helpful. And that's literally the story for the whole movie, right? Calling in those favors. Filmmaking is a team sport, and even though me and Shelley really carried the brunt of the movie and forcing it and willing it to happen, it's because of all the help we have from our friends and family and calling in all those favors that we've just been storing up for all these years.
That's amazing. That is so cool. And how is it done? Have you entered it in festivals and all that?
So we do.
Go ahead, Josh.
Yeah, I was gonna say, sorry. We didn't do any really festivals because, in my opinion, if you know how film festivals work, a lot of them really are you're paying to get your movie seen or whatever, and they're a business too, right? They're surviving off all the fees of people submitting, and so unless you're gonna you know you're going to win or you're going to be like in the running, I personally wouldn't recommend, you know, entering a lot of film festivals. Especially our movie is a raunchy, very raunchy comedy. It's not for Sundance. It's not for like these, you know, some of these festivals. And so we knew, you know, luckily we had some interest before, like we kind of showed it to some distributors and stuff before that process. And point blank, if there was no offers and they weren't into it, then yes, we would have sent it out to every single film festival. But we had some interest before that, so we knew we could frankly sell the movie without having to do a festival run.
That's cool. That's cool. And I feel like if it's good enough, it'll speak for itself. It'll do that.
Exactly.
So that's cool. And just like you said, how raunchy it was, it's unapologetically funny. It's Slim messaged me last night when he was watching it and just said, Hollywood does not make movies like this. Like, they really don't.
That's
anymore.
right.
So it's cool.
And that's what the beauty is. It's like, yes, we're so independent where Josh and I had to wear so many hats, but at the same time, it was so liberating because no one could tell us, well, you can't say that, or you shouldn't do that, or that's too racy, or the market, you know, the test audiences aren't going to like that, or, you know, we could put in whatever we wanted. We were the final edit. And, you know, I think that's, you know, to get it accomplished and then to look back and be like, oh, this is truly us. And it's so different because it's not safe. It's not a safe comedy where you'd have a cookie cutter plot line and certain, you know, bankable stars, and then you made like a safe comedy. You know, this is a really like, you know, a very different in your face, raunchy comedy where you said unapologetically funny. Like whatever we think is funny, that's what's in it, as opposed to like, well, be careful. You know, this isn't what people like, you know, and we know that people do want to watch something different, you know, that audiences shouldn't, you know, just have watered down, filtered, you know, material. It should be able to be raw like this. It hasn't been done in a long time. So we know how special it is.
You should be able to laugh at something that's not funny, you know, that nobody should normally laugh at, but it's funny in that awkward moment.
And also, I don't know if it's for everyone, but we're, you know, a couple guys from Jersey, and like what you guys did is like our everyday life. That's how we talk to each other. You know, you don't really see that. So you were saying about being organic, and like, yeah, it felt real. It reminded me of like Kevin Smith's early work, like Clerks, where every scene was like people being real, having real conversations. Like, yeah, it's how we talk. You know.
Exactly. We tried to keep that level with the film, the level of comedy, and you know, frankly, we know we say it rides the line between, you know, appropriate and inappropriate, and we know that, and frankly, it's not for everybody, but I would say mostly it's not for my mom, but it's probably you know.
That's great. I saw too. Variety did a blurb on you guys.
Yes, we were so, I mean, talk about a moment where you step outside your own body. You know, they had covered us, you know, and it was like Josh was asleep in the morning, and I'm calling him like every 2 minutes as if that's going to make a difference. And finally, I'm like, we're in Variety! Wake up! Because it was so early in the morning, and he finally gets up, and we were just, I mean, we kept calling each other like, we don't know how to process what's happening. Can we just be on the phone together because we don't know what to do with ourselves? It's just really, this whole thing has been like that, you know, really surreal. You grind for so long in the industry, and then to have a product that's marketable and people are watching and appreciating, and it's so from you, you know, from your heart, and you're so passionate about it that it's just, you know, it's not lost on us how rare this is. And how special it is. You know, we know a lot of friends that work really, really hard, and it's very difficult to put something out there that you're proud of.
I was going to ask, too, in your own words, just for our audience that may have not been familiar with it, what is the synopsis of the movie?
A paranormal con artist who cleans people of their valuables instead of their demons. Faces karmic retribution when she accidentally rips off LA's biggest crime boss, which is played by the one and only Kurt Angle. And he's awesome in this movie, by the way. Like Josh said, it's not his WWE personality at all. I mean, he's very, squeaky clean in real life, but in the movie, he really pulls off this character.
I was wondering too, with at the in the end, and I don't want to give any spoilers, but when he started feeling ill or whatever it was, I didn't know if it was like if there was residue in that jar or what. I didn't know what was going on, but it was fantastic how it played out. Yeah. So good.
that coming back to the beginning was amazing.
Yes, it was full circle. Full circle. Yeah. I also love too.
Yes.
Exactly.
I love the Buddhist monk that trained you, Molly. That I don't know. That scene made me laugh really hard.
Oh, thank you. Someone wrote a review that was like #uterus grunts. So I was like, okay, amazing. People are watching this movie. That's great.
That's what I was going to ask too. Have you got a lot of response from people who have seen it, like reviews or whatnot?
It's been great because we are the PR team, okay? This is an independent film. So we're reading the comments that people are writing. I don't think they're expecting us to read them, And so there's a couple where they're like, ooh, love this movie, really well done. And I'm like, Josh, do you know this person? He's like, no. I'm like, I don't know him either. And we're so excited, so.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's cool.
I mean, yes. It's exciting. It's surreal to have people that you don't know commenting about your movie. How great, and just to have them love something that you made. It feels really, really cool to have that feeling.
Same thing even with the haters, right? It's like just someone that you took the time to watch something that we spent so much time and energy on, and then on top of that, go to your computer to even write anything. It's like we really appreciate it.
Definitely. You pissed them off so much that they typed.
What were the haters like? What was the hate? Because there was nothing to hate about that movie, but what were the general complaints?
You want to take this, Josh? Because I'll get real emotional right now.
Literally, I have to hold Shelley back from responding because I'm like, this is exactly what they want. If you want to keyboard warriors for you to respond, so then they can keep hating. Generally, you find that other people online who like the movie kind of take care of that for you. But, whether in regards to, the lighting or some of the jokes they found offensive or certain things. And it's like, listen, I wish I could tell you, how little money we had on this project. And believe me, as a director, I'm not saying it's a perfect movie, but for damn sure we put something on the screen that is, super impressive for what we were working with.
Did you say people are complaining about the lighting? Is that what you said? They're complaining about the lighting?
Well, it's I don't even know. I can't even remember them, right? Because you just don't waste your energy on time to remember. But there was definitely
I know.
Someone saying it was was this shot on an iPhone or something?
Oh,
fuck off.
Come on, man.
Get me.
I was like, it's a red cam, 4K. I'm getting all emotional.
Get me the email address. I'm ready to go. Get us some fucking usernames. We're gonna go.
What was the one we had the other name? It was fuck Nuggets 73 loved your movie. We're like, great. That is just
That's
awesome.
Who you want to love
That's
your movie.
the guy you want. That's who you made it for.
Right.
And so, primarily it's all been good, just one or two people trying to get attention, and we won't, we won't give them any more energy.
No.
It's not worth it.
Don't pay them that attention.
Primarily everyone's really been happy about it.
That's awesome.
That's great. Do you guys have any upcoming projects you could tell us about?
Yeah, we have another movie that we're packaging, another raunchy comedy, taking on Hollywood. So about a girl who fails at love while trying to succeed in Hollywood, and kind of a female, comedic perspective on what's going on in that whole, social, that whole world of Hollywood. So stay tuned for that.
Cool.
Yeah,
cool.
It's very topical with the Me Too movement, and as Shelley said, it's definitely, this is the film that, in my opinion, we were trying to package from the beginning, and we've had investors fall through with it a couple of times, and literally because of that, we made Chasing Molly to kind of be a showcase to say, hey, look at what we made with next to nothing. Let's do this one and do it even better.
Nice. Is Skullfucker going to be in it, please?
Of course, he will be in everything I do. Jeff Lewis is a god. Yes.
I was gonna say, I'm with Rob. Skullfucker, like prequel, or Skullfucker, just like solo movie. Like,
yeah. I want to see his
yes.
Skullfucker origin story. Like, how did he become the Skullfucker?
Yes.
And Jeff would be down. Jeff Lewis would be down.
Yes, he would.
On set. He's so funny.
Oh, that's the best. That's the best. I was gonna ask too. Like, just as far as like the cops go, do you guys work regularly with all those actors?
So Shelley is personally friends with most of those people, and so that's how we knew on set. Like she said earlier, like we're gonna get people that show up that aren't gonna like not only are professionals and gonna nail the lines and be get like we don't have a lot of time. We're trying to move through so many pages on set per day that we need people who can nail it, but also who we know are funny, right? Like we just didn't have the resources to have a ton of casting calls, to have a ton of rehearsals before these shoots, right? And so we need people on set who we know are funny and we know are gonna kill it. And so most of those people are friends with Shelley, and I will say those cop scenes are some of my favorite in the entire movie. Those guys are so funny.
They are amazing.
Yeah, yes. They're amazing. Yeah. Mike Rose and Drew Droege. Drew and I will be performing Improv for the People coming up. So I perform regularly, and I think that's, the best advice I can give too is like, if you love performing, then perform, because I was able to get all these actors then to come together to make a movie because of a culmination of working with them over years. And same with Josh getting favors like for VFX and cameras and gear, because he had, all the good karma he had given over the years. So it was really a culmination of all of our gifts and work over the years, and building favors and doing stuff for other people that when we asked for it, they came through, and like more than we could ever ask. Felicia Day is extremely busy, but she, when I said, hey, I've got this movie, and she read it, she was like, I'm down. I was like, oh my, like, thank you.
Yeah.
She doesn't need the money or she's got tons of work, but because she knew what was involved and we were friends and she knew my work, she wanted to do it. So it was stuff like that. Same with Jim Cashman,
yes.
Jamie from the Progressive commercials. He's also happens to be a brilliant improviser. So same with him. He doesn't need, the money or the work, but he wanted to be a part of it because, of our relationship. So
that's
it was really just kind of a magical way that everything came together, combined with a lot of sweat and tears and hard work, but also magic.
Shelley, I want to say real quick, so Rob has called you Molly several times throughout this interview, and I understand it because your character in the movie was Molly, and you're really Shelley, but like even when I was watching the movie, I'm like, that Molly, that's like just who Shelley is in real life. Is that true? Because that's just you, right?
Yes, that's very me, like raw, sarcastic, and that's my comedic voice, you know what I mean? So I wanted to play, a character that was similar to me. Obviously, I've made different life choices than Molly has, but as far as this being very me, yeah, absolutely.
I also didn't realize your name in the movie was Molly till the end, when like, it's got the love story. It's got something for everybody. I thought Molly was just ecstasy, because isn't that what they call it?
Yeah.
Like.
Oh, right. It was a little play on words there. Yeah.
Yes.
Double entendre there for sure.
Totally. Guys, whoa! Somebody riding a bike.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm on a motorbike. I'm taking a nice trip down Topanga Canyon while I'm on this call. Sorry about that.
It has been amazing talking to you both. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having us on your show. We really appreciate it. And thank you for supporting independent film. And Josh and I are really grateful. I'm speaking for you, Josh, but I know you're grateful too.
Shelley is super grateful, but I'm also super grateful, guys. Thank you for taking the time on your show to have us on and let us talk a little about the movie. And thank you for watching it and the kind words. We appreciate it.
Thanks for coming on, and definitely reach out whenever you got another project going on, and tell everybody where they could find Chasing Molly.
Sure. So, guys, you can get Chasing Molly video on demand everywhere. Anywhere you can buy a movie online or through your TV, Cox, Spectrum, Time Warner, Fandango, Amazon, Redbox,
iTunes.
iTunes. It is everywhere. If you're old-fashioned and still want a DVD or a Blu-ray, Target, Best Buy, Amazon, Barnes & Noble,
Walmart.
Walmart. It's literally everywhere. So, yeah, please check it out. We would appreciate it.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much.
Have a
Bye-bye,
good
guys.
one.
Have a great one.
You too.